Welcome into the No BS hosting Walter Picks Live for Start Sits Week 16. Today's live is all about getting you a win in Week 16. Main focus for today is simply answering your questions. While we're getting the audience going, I'm going to get started with a couple takes that I've got for this week. And then, of course, once we get the questions rolling in, that's going to be the focus for the next hour. So first take I want to talk about, can we trust the Chiefs? I personally don't really think we can trust the Chiefs that much at all. Remember, this team has been in the AFC Championship, I think the last 5 years, maybe even the Super Bowl the last 5 years, pretty much. They've won 3 Super Bowls. This is not a regular season losing team. They've never played meaningless games as long as we can remember in the recent NFL. That is where they're at this week. The Chiefs are playing meaningless games. Rashee Rice is in concussion protocol. They don't have Patrick Mahomes. The motivation, preparation, dedication from the team is going to be a little bit lower this week, right? You'd have to expect that now that they're eliminated from playoffs. They don't have Patrick Mahomes. They really have nothing to play for. Actually, it benefits the Chiefs if they actually lose this week, just get themselves a little bit better draft pick. So I'm not expecting big things from the Chiefs this week. I think Xavier Worthy is an interesting start with Rashee Rice out. This would certainly be a week to feature him. Travis Kelce, if he's planning to retire at the end of the season, maybe they give him a ton of targets, so he's a big risk-reward guy. But I'm not really trusting the Chiefs players in this week. Now, we got a couple questions, guys. If you just joined in, make sure you hit that like. Let's get the likes going to build up the audience here. I'm going to be answering your questions. So we're going to start here with this first question here. Schultz, Waller, or Parkinson? On this question, we look to Schultz. He's got a difficult matchup this week. Waller has Quinn Ewers at quarterback. And remember, Waller wasn't even that good in this game until the very end, to the last bit of the fourth quarter when it was garbage time. They couldn't get Waddle the ball the whole game. Waller was not involved most of the game till the fourth quarter. I would go Parkinson, who scored 6 touchdowns in the last 6 weeks. Devonta Adams, especially if he's out, makes Parkinson an amazing start. Waller or Warren? We got Darren Waller or Tyler Warren. I probably would go Tyler Warren. Welcome back, one and only, by the way. I think I recognize you from previous lives, so thanks for coming back. I'm going to get to your question in a second here, Brett. But Waller or Warren here? I would go Warren. We look at Waller like we talked about last week. He's got Quinn Ewers. So much is changing for this Dolphins offense, so I'm not really trusting them at all. And then we also look to Warren. Last week he played the Seahawks. That's a tough matchup, and he was pulled into block a lot. This week they're facing the 49ers, a much weaker defense, so I think Warren has a great chance to bounce back. Harvey or Hampton? Brett, I like both these guys this week. I personally would go with Harvey. He's the leader of the team. He's the red zone guy. And, if Pat Bryant is back, that's going to make the rest of the wide receivers kind of unstartable. But Harvey, I still think, is a great start for the Broncos. And by the way, guys, if you can help me out, I was a little bit late letting the team know that I was going live tonight. So I need you guys to help me out. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe. Help me grow this live up a little bit. Help me out a little bit. And I'm going to be answering your questions. Let's jump to the next one here. Chloe, we got Parkinson or Warren. I would go Parkinson. I actually have those guys I'm in the championship in my home league. This week, week 16, it's a 10-man league. 4 teams made playoffs, and I am in the championship. I've got Parkinson and Warren. I am definitely not playing Warren this week. I might play Parkinson in my flex. It is a tight end premium. I may play Parkinson in my flex because I also have Kyle Pitts. I had to pick up Parkinson to block my opponent, and I'm going to play him over Warren, I believe, personally, on my own team. Hope all is well. All is well. Thank you for the kind words there. Drop the Chiefs D to pick up Seattle. That is tough against the Rams. Want to play Seattle this week and the Panthers so I win. Yeah, I get that. Favored by 25 points. I do like that. The Rams are a good team, though. The thing I would look out for is the weather. If the weather is really bad, which it could be, got to watch out for that tomorrow night, guys. You could probably play Seattle, but if they're on the waiver wire right now, won't they be on the waiver wire next week? That's kind of what I'm thinking. I don't think that there's any reasons to force them. Now, the Chiefs, I've called them out. The Titans have actually looked pretty good the last 2 weeks. They faced the Browns. They scored some good points against the Browns and got a win. Last week, they scored some decent points against the 49ers. And the Chiefs, they got nothing to play for. So I'm slightly worried about the Chiefs at the same time. So I think you could pick up Seattle and play them. Just don't expect a good week, but they're most likely keep you in positive point territory. Dowdle or Corum? Very tough question here. Again, we got to watch out for the weather. Corum has been startable 3 weeks in a row now. I'm a little bit worried about him because, of course, he needs the big play. He needs the touchdown. He needs the volume. But Dowdle is starting to drop a little bit in his value. I think I'd play Dowdle if I were going for safer points, But I think if you're chasing upside, Corum is your guy. And by the way, guys, again, if you just joined in, I need your help. I forgot to tell the team I was going live. They normally send a push in the Walter Picks app. We're going to see if that's going to happen or not. So if you could, please hit that like button so YouTube continues to push out this live. I would appreciate that. And I'm going to be here answering your questions for the next 55 minutes. So if you got a question, drop it in the comments, and I'd appreciate a like just to help me out as well. Let's jump to the next one here. Non-PPR. If no Rice this week, who is in concussion protocol, if you guys haven't heard, who should I pivot to? T. Higgins, Ibuka, Diggs, McLaurin, and Jettas. I will note that McLaurin has one of the best matchups of the week this week, so I really do like McLaurin, and then I like T. Higgins as well. Higgins is obviously a great touchdown scoring guy. If it's non-PPR, I think Higgins, great touchdown scorer, and McLaurin, a great touchdown scorer, would be your guys to go for. Vikings or the Cowboys this week. Are they playing each other? I'm trying to think about that. They're not. They just played last week. Cowboys defense is playing the Chargers. Vikings defense is facing off against, let me see here. I don't know who they're playing against off the top of my head. I need the Giants, right? I would probably go with the Giants defense. It is close, though. Schultz or Parkinson. Schultz has a bad matchup this week, and we did get the push from the Walter Picks team. Thank you guys so much for joining. We are here answering your questions, helping you get a win in Week 16. So make sure you hit that like button, drop your question, and let's lock in. Had to welcome all those new people joining the live here. I would definitely go with Parkinson. He scored 6 touchdowns over the last 6 weeks. Devonta Adams could be out in this game, looking like he probably will be unless there's been some late breaking news there. Schultz has a tougher matchup this week, so I would definitely play Parkinson. Hampton or Tet. I would go with Tet. I really do like Tet this week. He does have a tough matchup against, and guys, you want to hit the like button because most creators do not track this like I do. I've got the top 10 easiest and toughest matchups. Tet is facing Jamel Dean of Tampa Bay, but they also just had an injury to their secondary, and that's going to make it even more difficult for the Tampa Bay secondary that's kind of sitting at the average point in the league. So I like Tet this week and his upside. Pick 1 RB, 1 wide receiver, 1 flex, 1 tight end. So this is a huge question here. We got Jalen Warren, Estime, Wandale, Ibuka, Franklin, Adnai, Worthy, Warren, Schultz, Gadsden, Parkinson. So Parkinson is definitely your tight end there. I've got Warren and Parkinson in one of my leagues, and I'm going to play Parkinson. At the flex, I do like Mitchell. I like Franklin if Pat Bryant is out. I like Warren as your RB. He looked like he was the only RB you have. I'm not playing Estime. And then I like Ibuka if Pat Bryant is in. So that was a lot. I hope I answered your question all the way. Full PPR, pick 2, Rice, Sutton, Evans, or Scary Terry. I'm definitely going to play Evans. He was absolutely insane last week. Rice is in concussion protocol. If Pat Bryant is out, I'll play Sutton. But if Pat Bryant is in, give me Scary Terry if Pat Bryant is in the game. Let's see here. Tyler Warren, Bowers, or Parkinson. I'm going with Parkinson. I've got Warren and Parkinson in one of my leagues. I think Parkinson's a great play. He's been the best of the group lately. Judkins or Hampton? That's a tough question, Logan. And I think I've seen your name here in the lives before, Logan. So thank you for coming back here. If you're new, by the way, welcome. But I do recognize that name. Judkins or Hampton? I personally would play Judkins. He's got that matchup against the Bills, who are one of the worst in the leagues against the run, who are also great against the tight end position. So I would go with Judkins over Hampton, who's got a little bit more control of the role, where Vidal, you never know if he's going to punch in the touchdown. Brissett or Dak, Clo Fresh? I would go with Brissett. I'll show you just real quick why I'm so confident in Brissett. Last week he played the Houston Texans. They have really done an amazing job, but you can see Brissett every week, even with tough matchups, has been top 12. That is incredible consistency. Dak, on the other hand, has not been top 12. He was actually worse than Brissett last week with a better matchup, just slightly better, but facing Houston, putting up 21.6 fantasy points is incredible work from Brissett. This week, he facing Atlanta, a lot easier opportunity, so I would definitely play Brissett this week. Purdy or Hurts, 10-team PPR league. I have Hurts as my quarterback too. Now, if you're like, hey, I'm going to win this matchup no matter what, I play Purdy. He's a little bit safer because Hurts has been a little bit up and down this year, but Hurts has an amazing matchup against the Commanders. I like Purdy as well. I've got Purdy. Let me just check my rankings here. I've got it written down in my notebook. I've got Purdy at number 5 and Hurts at number 2. So they're both great options. Totally understand the question, but I would play Hurts at number 2 if you're looking for upside. But consistency, Purdy could be your person. Let me double check here that we haven't missed anything. I want to make sure I haven't missed any, if we've gotten any super chats, because we did get some super chats last week. I want to make sure I'm not missing anything here. All right, I think we're good. But if we're missing a super chat, we will make sure we don't miss it. Goff or Stafford? I would play Goff this week. You got, Stafford's against the Seahawks. Let me just show you this real quick. The Seahawks also are a little bit healthier. Stafford maybe without Devonta Adams, who's some nice upside because he scores touchdowns. I mean, he played Seattle a few weeks ago and had 13.2 points. I would go with Goff against the Steelers. That's my favorite team. They've been pretty weak against the quarterback position. Let's see here. A half PPR, pick one. Gainwell, Juwan Jennings, or Rico Dowdle. Definitely in half PPR, Gainwell is a little bit less interesting. Jennings is your touchdown scoring guy, so I think Jennings would probably be a good call. Judkins or Henderson. It's hard to sit Henderson. You think who's going to score more points, the Browns or the Patriots? The Patriots are probably going to score more points, so I would play Henderson personally. Pittman or Pearsall? Great question. Pittman, I do think, can bounce back this week. Last week, he's facing Seattle. Phillip Rivers' first game. That's a really tough defense. The 49ers are not a good defense. Just put it plain and simple. But Pearsall was awesome last week. He was against the Titans. Great matchup. I would play probably Pearsall if he is fully healthy. But if he's not fully healthy, I'm just going to go Pittman because I do think he's got a good chance to bounce back. Yeah, great question, by the way. Tyler Warren or Waller? I don't trust Waller. A lot of people are saying Waller, guys. He was only good in the fourth quarter when the game was over. The Steelers are awful against tight ends, and the Dolphins are running Quinn Ewers. If you did not see, Tua turn the ball over, has been benched. So I don't think we can trust Waller this week in Ewers' first game at quarterback. Jennings or Metcalf? I like both. Both of them have easy matchups this week. I probably would go with Metcalf because they're going to have to really find ways to get him the ball to keep up with the Lions. And he's got a good matchup as well. DK, Judkins, or Reed? Tough there. I personally think Judkins is a good play against the Bills, but he probably doesn't have the most upside. He hasn't scored a lot of points in a while. The Browns probably won't score a lot of touchdowns. So I think DK is your upside play. Reed, I don't love him. I know some people like him. I personally just don't like Reed as a good play this week, over those guys especially. Do we really feel like Waddle won't perform well with Tua bench? Thoughts? Yeah, I'm not playing Waddle. I'm in my championship game in my home league, and I'm benching Waddle for Cortland Sutton. I may bench Waddle for Colby Parkinson. I mean, Waddle wasn't good last week. He had one of the toughest matchups against Joey Porter Jr., and I'm not going to trust him at all with Ewers. Plus, this week, he's facing DJ Turner of the Bengals, that's the fifth worst matchup of the week. So with Ewers and the fifth worst matchup, I don't trust Waddle at all. Actually, just had a friend text me about that as well. I told him the same thing. In my championship game, in my home league, I am benching Waddle. So that's we'll see if that pays off or not. For the flex, Jacoby, Aaron Jones, Michael Wilson, Jalen Warren. I think that Michael Wilson definitely the play if Harrison is out, but he's probably going to be in. Aaron Jones has a great matchup. Jalen Warren is definitely not the guy. I think Jacoby Myers is a good play, and then I probably would go with Aaron Jones as long as, of course, Marvin Harrison Jr. is playing. Drake May or Trevor Lawrence? I would definitely go with Drake May. Trevor Lawrence, let me show you something about Trevor Lawrence in the Walter Picks app here, guys. Again, if you are wondering what this is the Walter Picks app. Let me show you Trevor Lawrence. And he's been awesome, by the way. This is not a Trevor Lawrence hate by any means here. This is just a reality of who he's faced lately. Easy matchup, easy matchup, easy matchup, easy matchup. Arizona, Tennessee, Colts, and the Jets. This week he faces a really difficult matchup. You can see in week 10, I don't think he had Jacoby Myers at that point. There were a lot of people injured, but he didn't do as well. This week he's facing Denver. Pat Surtain is back. They may be number one if Pat Surtain didn't miss any time. So this defense is absolutely insane. I think Trevor Lawrence is a risk this week. May, on the other hand, has been pretty safe and solid. He's got rushing upside as well, so I would go with Drake May personally. And by the way, guys, if you are enjoying the live, make sure you hit that like button. It's a huge support to the page. If you're new, hit that subscribe. We do these every week to help you this week, and next year to get you to the Fantasy Championship again. And let's keep going with the questions here. Let's see here. Am I trusting DJ Moore? I'm not trusting DJ Moore. I'll show you a DJ Moore as well. We talked about him. I did a YouTube video. I'm hoping to post it later today. DJ Moore has not had a lot of receptions. So we see a couple good weeks this season, 23 points, essentially 23 points, but two touchdowns in those games. So it's not the receptions. It's not the yardage. He had a rushing touchdown in that previous game. And we look in the Walter Picks app here. We have the targets, 5 targets, 3 targets, 5 targets. And that's with Rome Odunze out. He's only getting 5 targets. I know he got red zone targets, but I certainly do not trust DJ Moore this week. He's also playing Green Bay, who just held them to under 1 fantasy point a few weeks ago. So I'm certainly not trusting DJ Moore, whether or not Roma Dunze is in the game. Let me double check here. Let me make sure I've got the comments working well here. Okay, we are going well there. Judkins or Henderson, we did that one. We said we were going to go with Henderson. Let me scroll to the bottom here. Let's get to the new comments here. Pick 3. And we got a super chat in here. There it is, our first super chat. So we're going to get to that one in a second, Nathan. Pick 3, Mike Evans. Definitely Mike Evans. I mean, I don't really care who you have. You got to play Mike Evans this week. And I was on the Mike Evans trains last week, by the way. Happy to claim that. He was awesome. Michael Carter, I like, but he's risky. Woody Marks, I like Woody Marks as long as he's healthy and playing. So Mike Evans and Woody Marks would be my top 2. I think if you're looking for the safest points, Pollard has been pretty good, so I like Pollard. Pollard's got some upside as well, but the most upside would be Tet. So Mike Evans and Woody Marks definitely in the lineup, and then Tet, I think, is a good play for upside, and Pollard would be my safe play. But we do have a super chat here from Nathan, so we're jumping to that one. 1 wide receiver, 1 flex, Nico, Henderson, Tet, Adams, Evans. Wow, that is incredible. I think Nico is a must play. He's playing the Raiders. Big opportunity there. Evans, I think, is a must play as well. But Travion Henderson, how do you sit him? So I think I would probably play, honestly, I'd probably play Evans and Henderson, benching Nico. But the one thing about Nico Collins is last week he only had a couple catches. And I know he had 2 touchdowns, so that was pretty awesome. But he only had a couple catches. He had 3 catches. And 3 catches a little bit ago, 4 or 5. I know he's getting big plays, but like, is that where I want to lean when Evans is getting 12 targets? You know, Evans is getting 12 targets. Henderson has been doing awesome. So that's probably where I would go. If you're looking for, you know, Nico's pretty safe though. So I think you're in a great spot to, your opponent's definitely not looking good facing you. We have, oh my gosh, Nestor with the $20 no question asked. So man, if you missed it, I am so sorry. But if you're donating, I appreciate it, man. That is a huge gift. I really appreciate that. That is insane. Football bros, Pitts or Waller? I would definitely play Pitts. I don't know how anyone can trust Waller. He was only good in the 4th quarter against the Steelers, who were terrible against tight ends, and his quarterback just got benched. I don't know how we're trusting Waller. Pitts dropped 45 points last time, 11 targets. Drake London may or may not play. I would definitely play Pitts if it were my team. Dak or Prescott? I would definitely go with Dak. Definitely a little bit more aura, a little bit more got that one name thing going on, like Cher and I don't know, the other Shaq, you know. So I think Dak over Prescott personally. Mike Evans or Rashee Rice for wide receiver 2? I definitely Mike Evans. Rashee Rice in the concussion protocol as well. Rico, Gainwell, or Michael Carter at the flex? I like Gainwell if you're in a full PPR league. I do. Henderson, Higgins, or Wandale, full PPR. I would go with Henderson. I like Higgins as well. Can't go wrong with either one, but definitely not Wandale. We have another start here. We got Zach says, Shuck, Mariota, Cousins. Walter picks like Shuck. I also like Shuck. He's got some rushing upside. He's got let me double check Shuck's matchup this week. He's been really good, by the way. Really nice job. Really, great for him, because I think a lot of people, including myself, I was not expecting good stuff. But he's actually been pretty awesome. And yeah, the last 3 weeks, 18 points is a floor. That's awesome. So yeah, I like Shuck, and he's got a really nice matchup against the Jets. So I would go with Shuck as well. We got Theo or Waller. Theo Johnson or Waller. I would go Theo Johnson. I would go Carter here, and then Wilson or Jennings. I think we got to go Jennings, especially if Marvin Harrison Jr. plays. If Marvin Harrison Jr. is out, you're going Michael Wilson, I think 100% of the time. But I'm going Jennings, Carter, and Theo Johnson. Again, I just don't trust Waller with Quinn Ewers at quarterback. We got another one, $5. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Bankroll Drew, appreciate it. Can you help me pick 3 people, 2 wide receivers, 1 flex? Sutton, Rice. Again, Rice is in the concussion protocol, so he may not play. If he plays, we're playing him. If he doesn't play, obviously he's not playing. Michael Wilson, he can't really play him when Marvin Harrison Jr. is in the game. Wandale, Mike Evans, Terry McLaurin, Rico Dowdle. I would definitely play Mike Evans. Sutton, again, this is a conditional one, so I'm glad you asked the question. If Pat Bryant is in, Sutton has been bad. Franklin has been bad. So Pat Bryant is the key. If he's out, though, play Sutton. Play Mike Evans for sure. And I like Terry McLaurin. I like going triple wide receiver here. But if Pat Bryant is in and Marvin Harrison Jr. is in, I'm going Mike Evans, Terry McLaurin, Rico Dowdle. So great question. Great question. We're going to jump back to the, we did get one more here. Jay dropped the 99 cents. Thank you, Jay. Appreciate you for stopping by the live and dropping $1. Appreciate it, man. That's awesome. Let's jump down to the bottom here. Oh, man, I'm scrolling like crazy, trying to keep up. Purdy or Young? Easy Purdy. Easy Purdy. Michael Wilson or Zay Flowers? Again, you got to go with Zay Flowers if Michael Wilson is competing with Marvin Harrison Jr. It's pretty obvious. I'll just show you real quick. It's pretty obvious the games where Michael Wilson played on his own and the games where Marvin Harrison Jr. played. And you can see here, Marvin Harrison Jr. is out 33, 21, 37, 16 points against Houston. One of the best performances of the year against them. Other than that, he's been under 10 fantasy points. So if Marvin Harrison Jr. is in, you certainly cannot play him. Travis Kelce with Rasheed out or Kyle Pitts. I would play Kyle Pitts probably. Kelce is very risky because he's got nothing to play for. He's getting older. He's looking slower. It's probably better for him to just take it easy. Let the young guys like Xavier Worthy, Brashard Smith, Noah Gray have a run at it. So I would go with Kyle Pitts in a game where the Falcons are looking to win as much as they can, kind of get some culture wins going. Play for their guy quarterback. He's playing for a contract as well, Kyle Pitts. So I like Kyle Pitts a lot. Coker, Jaden Higgins, Pittman, Marv, Corum at the flex. I like Marv. I like him with Brissett at quarterback. Corum is fine too. I like Pittman, okay, but I would go Marv if he plays. Then probably would jump to Corum. He's been really good. I've got Trevion Henderson, Chase Brown, Rico Dowdle, Omarion Hampton, Tony Pollard. I would go with Henderson and Chase Brown. I wouldn't sweat it too much. I'd go with those guys have been the best. Let me jump over. We got another starred question. We got Corey. Drop the $2. Thank you, Corey. Appreciate you stopping by the live. We got Fabrizi. Schultz or Warren for tight end. Pearsall, Jacoby, or Addison. Schultz or Warren? I probably go Warren. Schultz has a pretty tough matchup this week, so it's like kind of a toss-up between the two. But I would go Warren if it were my team. And then Pearsall, Jacoby, or Addison. I would not play Addison. I would probably be between Pearsall if he's healthy. I would play Pearsall. And then because Jacoby Myers is facing off against Riley Moss of the Denver Broncos. Pretty tough matchup, but at least he's not drawing Pat Surtain like Brian Thomas Jr. So I do like Jacoby as probably the safe play, but if Pearsall's fully healthy, I'm going to play Pearsall. Higgins, Sutton, Jacoby, Omarion. Pick 2, full PPR. Higgins for sure. And then Sutton, Jacoby, Omarion. I like Omarion as kind of a safe play. I would play Sutton if Pat Bryant is out, though. So Higgins and Sutton if Pat Bryant is out, and Higgins and Hampton probably for me if Pat Bryant is in. Pat Bryant is a rookie wide receiver for the Broncos, just to make sure everybody's aware. I do this all day, every day, and I know not everybody else is like, who's this new rookie that just came out of nowhere? So I want to make sure I say that. So you may have already known that, but there's 120 people on the live. Just want to make that clear. That is something to watch out for, too, by the way, guys, that not every creator talks about. That's why Walter Picks brings you a little bit extra value with these lives and with our information, is that we're not only looking at the player, we're looking at the player's matchup. I'm looking at the specific cornerbacks that each player's playing against and what other wide receivers on their team may impact the game. So that's huge value. And of course, it's free, but we're getting some awesome donations as well. Kyle Pitts or Parkinson? I would probably play Kyle Pitts. I actually might play both, though. In my league, we're double flex and tight ends premium. I may play Parkinson in a flex spot. I think he's going to be that good. Hampton, Harvey, Dowdle, or Michael Carter start 2. Michael Carter is really risky, guys. DeMercado could definitely take some volume from him with a full week of practice. I would play Harvey and Dowdle probably if it were my team. Full PPR, pick 1 flex. Devonta Smith, Wandale, Michael Carter. Tough because Devonta Smith has not been great. Wandale's been pretty good. Michael Carter, this is where I think the risk and reward of Michael Carter becomes a factor, and I probably would go Michael Carter. In the last question, we have some more consistent guys like Harvey, Hampton, Dowdle, but in this question, we have 3 guys that may be a little bit more inconsistent. That's where the upside of Michael Carter stands out for me. Thank you, Nestor, again for the 99. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Let's jump down to the bottom here of the normal questions here. We got Caleb or Tyler Shuck. I probably would play Caleb for safe points and Shuck for upside. Shuck's been a little bit better lately, but I do think Caleb has a little bit of an advantage this week compared to where he played Green Bay. Last time he played Green Bay, 16.9 points. They don't have Micah Parsons, so I would think that's kind of his floor. And then Kyron Williams or Michael Carter, I would definitely play Kyron Williams, and I get it, man. I am in line for the punishment in one of my leagues. Now, guys, hear me out. I played really well in this league. It is a 14-man league. I scored the 4th most points. Can you believe that I got 12th out of a 14-man league where I scored the 4th most points? Every time someone went up against me, they just so happened to have one of their best weeks of the season. Last week in the Toilet Bowl, I outscored over half the league, and I still lost my matchup to the guy that scored the most points in the league. I think he finished with the most points. So I am headed towards the punishment as well. I need to win this week or next week, and it's not because my team's been bad. I've been having just the worst luck. So I totally get it. I've been scoring great points. Everyone just brings their A game against me somehow, so I get it, man. It happens to, I'll say the best of us, because I'm in the championship in my home league. In this league where I did awesome, I'm in the Toilet Bowl. So I totally get it, man. Hope you get a win, and I would go Kyron Williams if it were my team. Start 1 RB, 2 wide receivers, 1 flex. Rice, he's in concussion protocol, so he may not play. But Henry, Rico, Hampton, T-Mac, Mike Evans, Ladd, Gainwell. Evans is a must start. Definitely playing him. I like Henry as an RB. And then I probably would go Tet as your running back, as your flex, unless you really want to chase upside, which would be Gainwell. And by the way, guys, if you have not hit the like yet, we got to hit 100 likes. We got 113 people in here. It is free to hit the like button. Just takes 1 second. And we're answering both the premium questions and the free questions. So if you guys could hit that like button. And if you're new, hit that subscribe. We do these every week. We'll be here next week as well. We may be here for some of the NFL playoffs. And then, of course, we're going to be here next year to get you ready to get back to the championship game. Shaheed or Jefferson? Definitely Jefferson. I mean, between the two, both those guys have been inconsistent, but Jefferson has better upside. We got Kyle Pitts or Parkinson. I think we might have answered that question, but if we did not, I would definitely play. I'm going to play Kyle Pitts, but again, I said in my league, I may play both. We got a new question here. Pick one, full PPR. Genty, I have him on my sit list, S-I-T there. Ken Walker, Gadsden, Vidal, Estime. Is Rice out? It's looking like Rice is going to be out. There's really no reason for them to risk he may have a concussion, just like J.J. McCarthy had a concussion when he sat out, I think, against the Seahawks. They may be trying to rest him. He is coming back from a big injury last year. He may not be 100%. A concussion is an easy way to get out. And he may have a concussion, but he played the whole game last week, right? So it's like, when did he pick that up? Maybe he just realized it, but also they've got nothing to play for. So I think he's going to be out. I don't think there's any rush to clear concussion protocol at the very least. I would probably play, of the other guys, probably Ken Walker. Genty is facing the Houston Texans. That's a nightmare matchup. Gadsden hasn't been great. Vidal, I think, is a little risky, and Estime I wouldn't go for. So that'd be my go for there. We got the Kude. Thank you for the $2. We got a question here. Pick 2: McMillan, McConkey, Pittman Jr., Shaheed. Tet McMillan's definitely a start for sure out of this group. And then McConkey, he didn't have good target share last week. I think he only had 3 targets. Keenan Allen led the team in targets. Pittman Jr., Shaheed. I probably play Pittman. He's got a much better matchup this week. He does have a tough matchup, specifically against Lenore of San Francisco, but that San Francisco defense is much worse than the Seahawks, who Pittman just played against. Stafford or Shuck? I would go Stafford. The thing is with Stafford, if it's rainy and windy and cold, I think you just wait for Shuck. But as long as the weather's not too bad, Stafford is a little bit safer, in my opinion. But hey, if you're playing a really tough matchup, maybe Shuck is your guy. You're chasing upside. I definitely don't think Stafford has great upside in this game against the Seahawks, especially if Devonta Adams is out. Need 2 wide receivers, 1 flex, and RB. Options are A.J. Brown, definitely A.J. Brown. He's got one of the best matchups of the week, so we're locking him in for sure. Waddle, I'm sitting him in my league, so I would not play Waddle. McLaurin, I would play. And then, so that's your 2 wide receivers, A.J. Brown and McLaurin. I like Diggs as well, but McLaurin, I think, he's got a great matchup. Diggs does too, but McLaurin, I think, has been a little bit better lately. And then Harvey, Woody, K9. I think Woody's a good option as long as he's healthy as your RB. And your flex, I probably would play Harvey. So I think I'm going double RB, and I'm going A.J. Brown and McLaurin as your wide receivers. Great question. The Kude, we got $2 here. We got a question as well. Start 2 wide receivers and a flex. Oh, man. Is that, I don't know who that is supposed to be. I'm so sorry. Carter or Igbuka. I like Igbuka probably with more upside than Carter, but Carter's a little bit safer. I'm not sure who that is supposed to be on the first one, BTTE. I'm not sure. I apologize for that, and I know you spent $2, and I don't take that lightly that you're donating, and I can't understand the question, so my apologies there, but I do think Ibuka is the higher upside play of the guys I know, and Michael Carter's your safer play. We got this guy. We got one flex, full PPR, and a wide receiver, Warren, Robinson, Wilson. I think I'd probably play Warren and Robinson if Marvin Harrison Jr. is in. If Marvin Harrison Jr. is out, I'd probably play Warren and Michael Wilson. Let me scroll to the bottom here, get some fresh comments. And again, guys, if you could, we're doing the free comments. We're doing the starred comments. Hit that like button. We got to hit 100 likes. I don't know if we're there yet, but we got 106 people in the chat. We got to get to 100 likes. That supports the page a lot. It's a good goal, and it's, of course, free for you. So let's answer some more questions here. London, Reed, Evans, Pickens, Watson. I don't know if Watson's playing. I don't know if London's playing, but I certainly like Evans a lot. If London's in, I'm playing London. And if Watson is in, I'm playing Watson. Between Pickens and Reed, I probably would just play Reed because if Watson's out, that gives Reed a bump. And Pickens really hasn't been trying that hard. We got a huge question here. Let's try this one. With London and Rice questionable, I only have Washington, Wilson, and Waddle. Wow. What should I try to get the waiver wire? Coker, Higgins, Pat Bryant. I mean, Pat Bryant is a good option. I think Higgins would be my go-to. I definitely eat any of those guys. I don't want to play Waddle at all. I don't trust him at all with Quinn Ewers at quarterback. Let me jump down to the bottom again. We're going to scroll to some new comments. RJ Harvey, DeAndre Swift, Jacoby Myers, pick 2. Wow. I probably just go double running backs. Jacoby Myers is playing against Riley Moss of the Broncos. Really tough matchup this week. We got a new question. Bryant, full practice today. Thank you. I appreciate that. So Scary Terry over Sutton. Yeah, I would do Scary Terry over Sutton. Pick one QB. Burrow, McCarthy, Shook, Young, or Minshew. So I'm going to talk about the Scary Terry over Sutton, definitely with Pat Bryant in. Let me show you real quick. Again, you dropped $5, so I got to put a little bit more effort into your question. I'm giving you all my full knowledge, but I want to fully explain it with the donation here. He's been okay these last couple of weeks, but you can see the targets really haven't been great. They haven't been great these last few weeks. I mean, 6 is good, 10 is good. That's where Pat Bryant has been good. So, you can play Sutton if you want. That's a little bit better than I was expecting, to be honest. But I still like Scary Terry with his easy matchup and Debo having a hard matchup with Pat Bryant in the game. In terms of quarterback, Burrow, I like the best if Higgins is in. If Higgins is out, he's a little bit more risky, but they should just dominate the Dolphins. McCarthy, I like as your upside play. He's been really good these last few weeks. So that's probably where I would go. Brissett or Dart, I would go Brissett. I mean, he's been top 12 every single week he's started. Waller or Warren, I don't trust Waller with Ewers at quarterback. I would go Tyler Warren. Yeah, it's a great question, though. Really close. Pick one QB, Jacoby, Sam Darnold, Stroud, or McCarthy. I would go Jacoby. Definitely your safest option. Now, if you're like, I need 30 points, this guy, he has got the team of the century. Go McCarthy, because he definitely has a little bit more upside. Yeah, great questions across the board here. Pickens or Sutton, I would definitely play Sutton. He's certainly putting out more effort. They are in the playoff hunt. They are doing great. I mean, he just had a great game. Pat Bryant is back, but he could still be good. Pickens is just not trying that hard. The Packers are eliminated. I know what Pickens is all about as a Steelers fan. One of the best wide receivers in the league, but when the team is eliminated, when they're not getting him the ball, when he's not having fun, to use the words of Joe Burrow, he's not really engaged. Pick 2, Warren, Swift, Carter, or Hubbard. I like Swift for sure. And then Warren is really safe. I don't really like him against Detroit. He's a sit for me, but he's safe. I think that Hubbard brings you the best upside, and Carter's kind of in between. So if you're looking for kind of like, I could chase some upside, but I'm willing to take a little bit of risk, go Carter. If you're like, I'm all upside, I think go Swift and Hubbard. But I don't think Warren comes in unless you're looking for the safest possible play. Jefferson, Sutton, T. Higgins, RJ Harvey, Michael Wilson, pick 3. Is Parkinson a must start this week? He's close to a must start. I have Pitts and Warren and Parkinson. I may actually flex Parkinson. It is a tight end premium league, but I may start him over some other positional players. In terms of your top 3, Sutton is the must start of the group. RJ Harvey is a great start. I'm just going double Broncos. And then Michael Wilson, I would play him for sure if Marvin Harrison Jr. is out. But other than that, T. Higgins is great. Sutton, Higgins, and Harvey, your opponent will be scared. I need help. Lost Mahomes, Stroud, or McCarthy. I would go with McCarthy, probably. He's got a good matchup against the Giants. Great matchup. Tyler Warren or Colby Parkinson. I have Tyler Warren, guys. I am in the championship in my home league. I have Pitts, I've got Parkinson, and I've got Warren. Warren is on my bench. He's not getting played. Pitts is in my starting lineup. I may play Parkinson tomorrow as a flex play. So I'm that high on Colby Parkinson that in my championship, it is tight end premium, but it's only one full PPR versus everybody else being half PPR. It's not double points, like as in 2 points per PPR. I'm benching Warren to play Parkinson, personally. That's what I'm doing. So you can do what you want. It's your team. You've made it this far. You're obviously good at fantasy football. So I want to say that to every single person here. You guys are great at fantasy football. If you made it to week 16, you're heading into the semifinal or the championship, you're doing awesome. You don't need my help. So it's honestly an honor that you're here asking for my opinion because you've gotten there. So definitely make your own call. But that's what I'm doing with my own team is I'm benching Warren. Let me make sure I didn't miss a question here. We did this one here. We got one from Diego. Thank you, Diego, for stopping by. Thank you for donating. Pick 3, Adams, Adonai Mitchell, Jacoby, Mooney, Coker. Adams could be out. So Adams, I'm going to kind of cross him out. If he plays, I'm playing him. But if he's out, obviously, we're not going to play him. I like Mitchell and Jacoby for sure. And then I probably would play Coker over Mooney, personally. Nix or Stroud. I have Nix as quarterback. I've got it right here in my notebook. I have Nix as quarterback 6. I do not have Stroud in my top 12. So I would definitely go with Bo Nix. Pick 3, Sutton, Wilson. I've got Trey McBride as well. Yeah, I'm not playing Wilson in any league if Marvin Harrison Jr. is in. Gainwell, Godwin, Carter, Watson. I would definitely play Sutton. I would definitely play Gainwell, and I'd probably play Godwin. But if you're looking for a little bit safer option, go Carter. If Watson is in, it's Watson. But it's Sutton, Gainwell, and Watson as my top guys. We have another question from, let's see here, $5. Appreciate the donation here. 2 wide receivers, 1 flex. Igbuka, Sutton, Watson if healthy. Corum, Higgins, Loveland, AD, Mitchell, Singletary. I definitely Sutton for sure, and Watson for sure. And then the flex, I probably would go with. I like AD Mitchell. He's been really good, and I'm thinking Igbuka. He hasn't been as good, and Evans is back, so I probably would go Sutton, Watson, AD Mitchell. But if Watson's out, I probably would go Corum. And again, appreciate the $5 donation. Goff or Love? I would go Goff. I mean, I'm a Steelers fan. You guys can see my terrible towel. My TJ Watt Funko Pop. Let's see where it is right there. I've got my Steelers jersey on. I love, I'm a Steelers fan, but the Detroit Lions look so dangerous. I would definitely start Goff. And Jordan Love has Christian Watson. Watson has 5 touchdowns in the last 5 weeks. He's been pretty insane. That's been a big part of Jordan Love scoring some big points because Watson's had big plays and touchdowns. He's giving Jordan Love like 5-point plays, 6-point plays. That's been huge for Jordan Love's recent performance to make him startable. Without Watson, I don't think Love is really that startable at all. I picked up Parkinson, but I've got Bowers. Should I start him in my flex? I would play Parkinson over Bowers, honestly. Let me double check. Here. I clicked on the wrong thing. Give me 1 second here. Let me double check here with Bowers. We're going to use the Walter Picks app here. Actually, let me show you a little bit a trick you guys can do in the Walter Picks app. If you guys don't have this, in the description, you guys, for being here on YouTube, get a free trial for 2 weeks. It's in the description. Appreciate you checking that out. Use code NOBS. Obviously, that's a huge help to me. But Colby Parkinson, we got his tight end 4. He's been that good. And Brock Bowers, we have as tight end 12. But I'm going to hit the compare button. Projection is pretty close. Boom probability, yeah, Bowers has better boom probability, but Bowers also has the higher bust probability. So you can see Parkinson, much better opportunity to score these points, where Bowers is a lot flatter, but also has the higher bust probability here. So I like Parkinson for his safety. He doesn't have the same upside, which we're showing in Walter Picks. Yeah, he doesn't have the same upside as Bowers, but the safety, the bust probability, a lot lower. So I do like Parkinson a little bit better. And that's the power of the start sit tool. And again, guys, that's in the Walter Picks app. Let me make sure I didn't miss a question here. We did not. So we're looking good on the starred questions. So appreciate any donations, guy. That's awesome. What's up, dude? Johnny, thanks for joining. Warren or go Knox? I'd play Warren over Knox, personally, because, they spread the ball around so much. Knox was great last week, but he hasn't been trustworthy this season. And I did click on your question just in time. 5389. Bijan, Taylor, Brown, Williams, Judkins. Wow, what a team. Wide receivers, Evans, Wendell, Harrison Jr., Worthy, Watson. I like Bijan and Taylor and Brown, definitely, as your starting running backs, like that simple. Wide receivers, I like Evans, I like Harrison Jr., and I like Watson, then Worthy, then Wandale last. So great question. Appreciate you stopping by. By the way, guys, if you just joined in, we're trying to hit 100 likes. If we're already there, please help me exceed that goal. But I've got a suspicion we have not hit 100 likes yet. So if you could help me out, hit that like button. It is free. It is free. Costs you nothing, and it's a big support of the page. And if you're new, hit that subscribe as well. Love to see a couple new subscribers. And I'm getting to know some of the faces in the live each week. So that's an awesome part about you being subscribed and getting those notifications to show up each time because we get to know each other. I get to know your teams over the weeks. So that's a pretty cool part of the role here. Caleb Williams or Trevor Lawrence, Shaheed or Waddle. That's a tough one. I like Caleb Williams because the Packers do not have Micah Parsons. So that is one reason that gives the Bears a little bit of an advantage. They've got one really awesome player they don't have to worry about. But Trevor Lawrence has been great. I think I'd go Caleb Williams, honestly, which is crazy to say. Let me see what we got in the Walter Picks app. I may be disagreeing with the Walter Picks app here, and that's totally okay. I'm on the projections team, but it's a team for a reason. We got Trevor Lawrence here, and we got Caleb Williams here. They're 0.1 points apart. I would think that the bust probability, I would think it'd be a little bit different, but I guess the boom probability, Trevor Lawrence doesn't have the same upside against the Broncos. That's the problem. He's playing the Broncos. So I would go with Caleb Williams, who's facing the Packers, who do look good on paper, but they don't have the same pass rush that they've had in the past. Warren or Strange? I probably would go Warren. It's close, though. It's close. Caleb Williams or Lawrence, Shaheed or Waddle? I would go Waddle over Shaheed. I don't like either, though. I don't like either. Vikings, Seahawks, Bucks, Giants, Falcons. I think I've got the Seahawks as the play if Adams is out and it's bad weather. But I do like the Falcons defense against the Cardinals. I just think they're going to win the game. So that gives them a little bit of good opportunity. Genty, Corum, ETN. I don't think we play Genty. Corum has been great. I'm going to keep playing him. I'll play ETN for sure. Genty has not been good. 2 weeks in a row under 10 fantasy points. Plus, he's got a matchup this week against the Texans. That's a recipe for disaster. Thanks. Needed the confirmation. Yeah, appreciate it just in time for stopping by. Appreciate you. RBs, pick 2. Tracy, Corum, Carter, Cross-Gamera, McLaughlin. I think I'm just going the first 2. Tracy and Corum. If you don't trust Corum, go Carter. But I would probably play Tracy and Corum. Let's scroll to the bottom here. Genty, Corum, ETN. We did that one. One quarterback, Tyler Warren, Juwan Johnson. I would probably play Juwan Johnson. Vele is out. And Devin Neal is out. So there needs some pass catchers, and that's going to be Juwan Johnson for the Saints. Dak or Shuck. What do you need? If you need safe points, Dak is safer points, I think. But Shuck has better upside. So based on what you need, because Dak's playing the Chargers, they're the second best in the league against the quarterback position. So it's just a bad matchup. And I need Dak. I've got him in my championship. I've got him in my best ball leagues. I actually advanced to round 2. I only made 12 best ball tournament leagues. I actually made it to round 2 in one of my leagues, which is pretty awesome. So if you guys are interested in best ball content next year, we'll definitely be making a little bit more of that. Another reason to subscribe. But pretty exciting there. And I'm certainly hoping Dak has a good game. But Shuck, I think, does bring some great upside. Family League. These are huge, Justin. These are huge. Goff or Brissett. If it was my team, I would be playing Goff against the Steelers. If you're like, hey, I've got this locked up, though. Brissett has been top 12 every week, and he probably will be again this week. So Brissett, probably a little safer, but I definitely like the upside Goff's going to bring against the Steelers. He already answered your question. I did. Let's see here. Jacoby or Rome? Definitely playing Jacoby. Rome has been dealing with injury. I don't trust him. Plus, he hasn't been great since the start of the season. Pick one. Watson, Carter, J.J. Warren. Watson and Carter, I think, would be the priority play for me. RB, Argenti, Tracy Pollard, Carter. Also a flex if Higgins is out and Odunze. Yeah, I would go, I'd probably go Tracy and I probably would go Pollard. Carter's a little risky because DeMarcado could take some of his work. Kittle or Waller? Easily. I'm going Kittle. Waller is so risky, guys. We have in the Walter Picks app, we update our projections all the time. And let me check. Let's see where Waddle is. I mean, we got him at tight end 10, but Kittle is tight end 2. So I would definitely play Kittle. Pick 4. Man, you guys are putting me to work. 2 wide receivers, 2 flex. Collins for sure. Evans for sure. Aaron Jones, great matchup, and ETN. I don't think Rice is going to play, personally. Dowdle or Hampton? I'd probably play Hampton. Playing the Cowboys, good matchup, right? JJ or Pickens? Come on. I probably would go JJ. Pickens just isn't, he's not trying. Ryan Flournoy is out there taking his job. And Pickens, he'll try again. They're going to franchise. It's going to be a disaster for the guy. That's why the Steelers let him walk, because he just doesn't try when the games don't matter. Pitts, Carter, or Waller in the flex? I think Carter's your safest play, but Pitts is definitely the best upside. Debo or Jaden Reed? I would go... I don't really like Jaden Reed, but if Watson's out, I probably would go Jaden Reed. These are both players I don't love, but they're still decent options. Carter or Ladd? I would go Carter. Ladd only had a couple targets. Let me show you. I'm just going to search him because I don't even know how far down he is, but I'm not trusting Ladd at all. We got him as wide receiver 17. It is Dallas, but he only had a couple targets this game. 3 targets. I'm not trusting him. I definitely go with Ladd. Start 1, wide receiver 1 flex. McMillan, Pearsall, Myers, Shakir, Marks, Tracy, Hampton. Wow. I'm going to go with McMillan and probably Marks. Jennings or DJ Moore? Definitely Jennings. DJ Moore last week, he only had 4 catches. 2 of them were touchdowns, but he's just not getting the volume that he needs to be a reliable option. Just not getting the volume. By the way, guys, if you do want to check out this Walter Picks app, if you haven't already done so, I'm sure a lot of you have, but there's a free trial with my code NOBS. So if you've had a trial in the past and you didn't do one this year, it's actually reactivated for everybody. So if you want another trial to kind of get you through week 16 and 17, you can do that. You also get the prop evaluator as well, give you the best lines, best plays. That's in the Walter Picks app, again, with code NOBS. So appreciate you guys checking that out. Watson said he's feeling pretty good and expects to be all right for the game. That's huge for Jordan Love. I'd definitely play him if he plays. I mean, that's huge. Debo, Scary Terry. So between those two, Debo has a really tough matchup against Cooper DeJean. And Scary Terry, again, I've got it written down here. Most people do not, so make sure you hit that like button. Terry McLaurin is facing Adoree Jackson. So I would definitely go Terry between the two. Luther Burden, I think, is a little bit scary. Michael Carter, I would definitely play. So Terry and Michael Carter are my for sure plays. And I'd probably go Luther Burden, but it is definitely difficult. Dak or J.J. McCarthy for the safer play. Definitely Dak is safer. Definitely Dak is safer. Drop Waller to pick up Parkinson? I would. I would drop Waller to play Parkinson. I would. Yep. It's up to you again. But Waller was really good in the fourth quarter when the game didn't really matter. And he's got Ewers at quarterback. Are we going to trust that? I don't think I would. Dolphins defense? I would not play the Dolphins defense. I would definitely play the Saints. I actually have the Saints. Let me check this out. I've got this written down as well. Saints, I've got as QB 4. Or as defense 4. The Dolphins, they're playing the Bengals. That's going to be real bad. Real bad. Carter or Corum? This one's tough. I think Carter's definitely safer, but Corum has better upside. So base it based on what you need. Zay, Rice, Evans, Harvey. Rice probably is not going to play. He's in concussion protocol. Absolutely no reason to rush him back. I think you're going to just end up by default benching him. But if he's in, I would bench Zay Flowers. Let's see here. McLaurin, Devonta Smith, Warren, or Debo, Emmanuel Wilson. So Emmanuel Wilson, I think, is probably the play if Jacobs is out. But if not, I probably would go with Terry McLaurin. Yeah, great question. Great question. If you guys have questions, I'm at the bottom of the questions. So if you've got something that you want to talk about, I kind of want to talk about the Chiefs a little bit. So I'm going to do that while we're waiting for some new questions to come in. But the Chiefs, guys, I don't know how we're going to trust them because this is the first time in a long time that this team has had nothing to play for. They are tired. They have been playing into February almost every year for the last 5-6 years. That is exhausting. So I think that they're finally like, I'm done. I'm like, why am I preparing so hard? I just want to get ready for next season. I just want the season to be over. That type of attitude is not going to bode well against a Titans team that's hungry, that wants to prove that they need their spot, that they're a star, that they deserve to have a paycheck next year. I'm scared for Chiefs players. But let's answer a couple here. This person said you couldn't include Gainwell. I definitely like Gainwell a lot as well. Terry or Gainwell, I probably would go Terry, but it is definitely close. Let's see here. Start 2. Michael Wilson, I'm not playing him if Marvin Harrison Jr. is playing. Justin Jefferson, George Pickens, Rome Odunze. Okay, never mind. I'll probably play Jefferson and Pickens, I guess. It's definitely a great question. Kind of a tough question because I don't like a lot of those players, though. Unfortunate. Pollard or Genty? I go Pollard, which is crazy, but Genty just hasn't been good, and he's playing the Texans. Judkins, Corum, Hubbard, Carter. Not sure if I risk Judkins again. He's playing the Bills, so he should do a little bit better. Would you play any flex over Rice or T-Mac? I would not play him over T-Mac. Any of those guys. Carter's risky, Hubbard's risky, Corum's risky. I would probably play Carter for the safe points. Yeah, if that's what you want to go for. Yo, Martin. Thank you, Yo, Martin. $13.99 for the 99 cents. Appreciate it, man. That's awesome. JT, Bucky, Harvey, Rico, Judkins, bench 1. It's definitely between Rico and Judkins. I'd probably bench Rico. He just hasn't been that great lately. Judkins hasn't either, but Judkins has a good matchup. Bucks or Saints? I like the Saints. If it were my team, I'd play the Saints. The Bucks are playing against, let me see if I can remember. They are playing against what wide receiver do I like against them? I know I like someone against them. Ted McMillan. Yeah, I wouldn't play the Bucks defense. They just had an injury as well. That's huge. Bo Nix or Dart? I'd play Bo Nix. Watson or DK Metcalf? Wow, Watson's been great. DK Metcalf's been pretty good too. I'd probably play DK. Dowdle or Corum? Yo, Martin, again, I appreciate the 99 cents. Sorry it didn't come through the first time, but we did get to your question. Dowdle or Corum? That's tough. If you're like in a Dowdle will get you 10 points. There's a chance Corum gets you like 5 or 6. And if you're like, well, I don't want, I don't know about that, play Dowdle. But if you're like, I need someone to get me like 16, that is Corum, but he's definitely riskier. So base it based on what you need. Again, I appreciate it. Bills or Saints? I would go with the Bills defense. They're playing the Browns. The Browns, they look rough. I mean, they're giving Shedeur the wrong wristband. That happened. He threw 3 picks last week. Whether or not, I don't care what else you say, 3 picks is not going to cut it. I'll definitely go with the Bills defense. Judkins or ETN? I think you got to go ETN. He certainly earned it. Whew. Let me make sure I didn't miss any comments. I don't think we did. Okay, yeah, we're looking good on the questions. Okay, guys, we got about 9 minutes left. Again, guys, if you just joined in, thank you so much for joining. We got 9 minutes left to answer your start sit questions. And if you could, hit that like button because we are closing in on, I assume we got to be close to the 100 like goal. If you can help me blow past it, that'd be awesome as well. But that's the goal, is 100 likes for today. Chiefs or the Saints? Dylan, I would definitely play the Saints. Again, you cannot trust the Chiefs. This team is defeated. There's no reason to try extra hard. So the Gravy King, thank you for the $2, man. Devonta Smith, DJ Moore, or Vidal in the flex. Very tough. I would probably play Devonta Smith and hope for a good week. I'm not trusting DJ Moore with the volume that he's seen, just really, really low. Vidal, you could play. He's kind of the middle of the road. I think DJ Moore's like it's nothing or it's everything. I mean, he scored less than 1 point against the Packers last time they played. Vidal's been kind of in the middle, and then Devonta Smith's been low, but he can definitely rise up as well. I'd probably play Smith if it were my team. Dart or Brissett or Dak? I would probably play Brissett. He's been top 12 every week. Need a QB to stream. Also, who to flex? Tracy Pittman, DJ Moore, or Judkins, I assume that is. I'd go Judkins. Well, Tracy was so good. I'd probably play Tracy. And then streaming QBs, you got Shuck and McCarthy. I like McCarthy or Shuck, but I would go with McCarthy over Shuck, but both are good. Appreciate it as always. Yes, thank you, man. Good luck to you guys as well. I've got one team in the championship and one team where I scored the 4th most points in a 14-man league, and somehow I'm trying to avoid the punishment. That is bad luck. That's why you have to have the league median on, because I would not be in this situation. But best of luck to you guys, for sure. Start one, Michael Carter. No, not playing him at all when Marvin Harrison. He's terrible when Marvin Harrison Jr. plays. Watson, definitely if he plays. Chris Rodriguez, Myers, definitely if Watson is out. Oh, wait, is Michael Carter, not Michael Wilson. I apologize. I would probably play Michael Carter if Watson is out. I currently have Vikings defense who plays the Giants. Would you play drop for Titans versus Chiefs? Yeah, I like the Bengals is actually interesting. I didn't think about that. Ugh. That is tough. I think you could play the Bengals. I think you play the Titans. I don't think the Vikings is the go-to. I think either Bengals is interesting because they're definitely available too. Very interesting. Oh, man. I like the Titans against the Chiefs with no Mahomes, though. and no Rice. That's pretty insane. But Ewers it's gotta be bad, I would think. But you never know. Achane could have a big day. Bengals kind of their defense is so bad though. I probably go with the Titans, but I'm not overthinking it. That's tough. Let me know in the chat, guys, what you would do. I probably would go with the Titans, but it is very close. Very interesting. Is Ladd startable? He's got the best matchup, but last week he just didn't get targeted very much. In the close game, I wouldn't play him if you can avoid it. Wandale, Troy Franklin, Jaden Reed, Tet Allen, pick 2. It's hard to play Franklin with Pat Bryant, and I'd definitely play Tet for sure. I'd probably play Keenan as well. He's got a great matchup. Rolling Titans, yeah, I think that's a good move. If Rice misses, do I start DJ Moore, Chuba, or Estime? I'd go Chuba. I think he's been pretty good lately. Shuck or Caleb Williams? I've got Shuck. I think they're both good. I think Shuck brings better upside, though. Need a tight end. Brenton Strange, Schultz, or Gadsden, or Loveland. I'd play Strange, I think. Yeah, going Titans. Roll Lamar or Brissett. I think Brissett is way safer, so I like Brissett a little bit better. I've got Brissett ranked in my rankings. Let me check here. I've got Brissett at number 8, and I've got Lamar at number 9, so that fits in with my rankings that I posted this week as well. That's on No BS Fantasy Football on TikTok. I also post here on YouTube. I post on Instagram as well. So wherever you guys consume your content, I'm here, No BS Fantasy Football. You can also subscribe here at Walter Picks to get those takes as well. Blake Corum or Genty? Wow, what a question. I think Corum's been better lately. I'd go Corum, I guess. I mean, we're in the playoffs. You got to look at the last couple weeks, right? That's what you got to look at. And Corum has been better. Is Watson Reed a better play than Zay Flowers? I think Watson would be if he's healthy. Otherwise, I'd just go Zay Flowers. Yeah, I'd just go Zay Flowers if that was the case. Man, some great questions. That Bengals one's definitely something I'm thinking about a lot because some people definitely, like in one of my leagues, actually, where I might be in line for the punishment, there are no defenses out there. So I may need to go check if the Bengals are available after this live. Parkinson or Waller? I would definitely play Parkinson. You can't trust Waller with Quinn Ewers at quarterback. Should I stick with the Browns defense? You can't play the Browns, I don't think. Fins, Falcons, Titans, Bengals, or Jets? I would definitely play the Titans over the Browns, and I would definitely play the Bengals over the Browns. And then between the Browns and the Bengals, or between the Titans and Bengals, I don't know. That's definitely a good question. Do you want to go against Ewers in his first game? Probably. But do you want to go against Gardner Minshew with no Rashee Rice, with no motivation to play? Probably as well. So both of those are pretty interesting. Did I miss a star question? We did have Gravy King. Okay, we got to those ones as well. Okay. We just got a couple minutes left in the live, guys, so appreciate you hanging out. I'm going to be posting a start sit video on No BS Fantasy coming up soon. But either way, guys, you want to check out the Walter Picks app. That's where the magic is happening. That's where we put in all the work into the projections team. We've got the trade analyzer for the regular season. We got the mock draft to get you ready for next draft season. We got the player prop tool. All this stuff, if you guys get a year membership, it's going to carry you around to this point next year. And you can get a 2-week free trial, actually, as well. So you can get the rest of this season on the free trial and then come all the way around on next year's membership. That's with code NOBS, guys. You get a free 2-week trial. The other everybody else, they could get 1 week, they could get 2 weeks. It's a little bit random. We kind of test both those out to see which works best. But here on YouTube, you always get a 2-week free trial. So you want to check that out in the profile with code NOBS. We put a lot of work into this app to make it better, and I appreciate when you check it out. Let's answer a couple more to end out the live here. Nix, Stroud, or May? I would definitely play May. I mean, he's got you to this point. Do you think the Titans or Bengals over the Falcons? I've got the Falcons ranked a little bit higher, but I am getting concerned with the game against the Cardinals. You'd have to think that the Bengals against against Quinn Ewers would be good. It's tough, though. Jets, Giants, Titans, I definitely would go with the Titans for sure in that one. Definitely out of those group. Should I be worried about no Tua for Achane? I certainly would play Achane. If I'm Quinn Ewers, feed the running back, right? That's what I would be doing, though. I mean, we can kind of put ourselves in his shoes. He wants to show off that he deserves to be a starter. That's the goal in this game. He's got kind of 1 or 2 shots to show that he deserves to be the starter of this team. Tua has a $54 million guaranteed next year. Ewers has to show something. So I would take care of the football. For sure, that's going to be a top priority. That's what got to a bench. Easiest way to do that is just hit Achane with the ball. Easiest way to get first downs. Let Achane work. Feed your guys. That's where I'd be going with the ball the most is to the running back position. So I'm not mega worried We'll have to see how it plays out, but I'm not super worried about Achane, to be honest. It's definitely a downgrade, and it could be disaster. It could be, but he's gotten you to this point. He's electric. The offense really is nothing without him. So I certainly think Ewers, he knows that, and he's going to make sure Achane gets his opportunities. All right, guys, that's where we're going to close it out tonight. Great questions. Something to think about there with the Bengals defense. Very interesting to call that out this week as well. I will see you guys in the next one. We're going to be posting. Avery's got tomorrow night's live for Thursday Night Football. Sam will be live on Sunday with that marathon 3-hour live to answer your questions again. So make sure you're subscribed, hit that like button, and I will see you in the next one. And guys, thank you